It is often said that Israel is a racist, apartheid, and white supremacist state. Let me tell you why this is not only a lie, but deeply offensive for me and my family. I am a Jew of Arab descent. My mom was born in the city of Tunis. She grew up in a simple Jewish home, as did many others. With her family, she openly attended synagogue and celebrated the Jewish holidays. However, it was not always like this. In the 1960s, Jews in Tunisia were treated as second-class citizens. This became a personal reality for my mom. One day, on their way to school, my mom and her brother were affronted by a group of Arab men. They threatened her, and before her eyes, beat up her younger brother, just for being Jews. My mom was 8 years old. Her brother, just 6. By 1973, discrimination became too much, and her family fled to France. But she was unable to flee the hatred. In one of many instances, she was told by so-called school friends, "I hate Jews, but I like you." Wherever she went, anti-Semitism followed. My grandpa on my dad's side was a qualified maths professor working in the city of Sousse. Despite his impressive qualifications, he was always overlooked for promotions, simply for being a Jew. Complaining about the unfairness, he was silenced into submission and was even threatened with jail for speaking out. As discrimination increased to intolerable levels, my grandpa even made himself so physically ill that he had to go to France to receive treatment. Leaving Sousse, him and his pregnant wife left everything behind, never to return. As an effective refugee, they raised my dad in France. I was born in 1997, as a child of Arab Jewish refugees, and yet, only 3 years later, at the time of the Second Intifada, the hatred returned, this time on the streets of Paris. As a child, I remember walking to synagogue and not knowing why I had to wear a cap over my kippah and hide my tzitzit underneath my clothes. All I knew was that my parents feared for my future. So once again, my parents left, this time moving to London, where I have been raised ever since. As Jews of Arab descent, the overriding message of my family history is this: you don't belong here. Not in Tunis, not in Sousse, not in Paris. But thanks to Israel, I have a place I can call home, and so can thousands of others just like me. As a non-white Jew, it is incredible to me that the place I can call home is also a home to Arab Israelis who live side by side, equal under the law. If Israel was racist, white supremacist, apartheid state, not only would there not be Palestinian Arabs living freely in Jerusalem, but I, as an Arab Jew, will not be able to call this place my home. Today, I'm a proud Zionist Jew of Arab descent, and instead of choosing to hate, I'm encouraged that Israel is rebuilding ties with Arab Muslim nations across the world. I too choose hope over hatred, and as part of the StandWithUs Muslim Fellowship, I am part of a community of students committed to a future hope, where Israel can be a nation for all its citizens and defended against the false accusation of being apartheid and white supremacist. Israel is not perfect. Though it is home to hundreds and thousands of other Jews like me, there are still many challenges that need to be overcome. But regardless of the challenges, one thing remains. When the Arab states told us Jews, "You don't belong here," Israel replied saying, "Come home." My name is Yossef Perez, and you're watching JTV.
To stay up to date with JTV content, click subscribe here if you're on YouTube and hit the alarm bell. And if you're on Facebook, hit the like button, and under following, click see first. If you enjoy watching JTV content and want to help us continue to grow, please consider making a donation to us by clicking here.